that the first you heard of it?
Terence Crawford, great fighter. I like very huge respect to him. I think so. He's the best pound for pound fighter. But if he will move up, like he can beat Canelo.
You think so?
Yeah. But I don't know how he will be comfortable. You know.
Terence Crawford has once again been cautioned as his potential fight with Canelo Alvarez inches closer to reality. With each passing day, more boxing experts are voicing their concerns, urging Crawford to reconsider. Fighter safety essentially means fighter welfare. It will take care, and literally, the whole family. They believe it's a risky move for him to take on a challenge that many feel is unnecessary and beyond his weight class. However, as always, the decision lies with Crawford. The former undisputed world welterweight champion remains determined, ready to push his limits and cement his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of this generation.
For a pay-per-view to watch it.
Is the skill level of Crawford equalize the weight, in your opinion?
I think if they fought, they'd obviously be the same weight, would they not?
Yes.
So
Tyson Fury, despite recently losing to a man nearly 50 pounds lighter than him, has weighed in on Terence Crawford's potential fight with Canelo Alvarez. Speaking to TNT Sports Boxing, the former two-time world heavyweight champion highlighted the significant role weight plays in such matchups. Fury acknowledged that Crawford might have stood a chance against Canelo in a lighter division years ago, but he strongly favors the Mexican star at super middleweight, where the fight would likely take place. Terence Crawford versus Alvarez is a very tough fight, Fury stated. Different weight categories. If it's at 168, I'm going with Canelo. At 140, I'd back Crawford. But since it's happening at 168, I'll go with Canelo.
Well, Crawford going from 47 to 68.
maybe he would bring Canelo down to 60 or 54 or something, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
You have a favorite?
Canelo Alvarez has firmly ruled out dropping weight, aligning perfectly with Terence "Bud" Crawford's goal of pushing his limits by moving up to 168 pounds, 14 pounds heavier than his last fight. Whether the fight will actually happen remains uncertain, with Crawford showing much more enthusiasm, while Canelo has indicated he's open to it, but only for the right price. Some CHOMNM. The significant weight disparity has sparked debate within the boxing world, a sentiment echoed by none other than Mike Tyson.
Who knows? That smile's telling me something else, bro. I think it might be on the line, no? I'm just saying, man. We can't say it's not gonna happen. We can't say that it is.
I don't like that fight, Mike Tyson shared on the Come and Talk to Me podcast on September 20. Too much weight for Crawford. He had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Israel Madrimov, because he was big and really awkward. He shouldn't have even fought that guy. Tyson's concerns are valid. Crawford faced one of his toughest challenges against Madrimov, who was undefeated before their bout. Despite standing at 5'8", slightly taller than Canelo, Crawford's lean frame would likely put him at a disadvantage in terms of mass and strength in heavier weight classes. However, Crawford remains confident in his ability to adapt and insists he knows what's best for his body.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know, and
The key is knowing the right time to move up in weight in a healthy way, Terence Crawford told Yahoo Sports before his fight with Israel Madrimov. I moved up in weight because I wanted to fight the best guy in the division. Crawford's ambition as a professional fighter is unmatched, and he may soon have the opportunity to chase all-time greatness against Canelo Alvarez. While the significant weight disparity poses a challenge, it could also solidify his legacy if he emerges victorious.
he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. Right. Should have fought a guy that would just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky.
Brian Bo McIntyre, Terence Crawford's trainer, revealed that the fight is expected to take place during one of Canelo Alvarez's preferred fighting seasons, either Cinco de Mayo weekend or Mexican Independence Day.
That was at 154 pounds. When you look at that fight, what is in your mind as you think about the concept of him fighting Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds?
Get the legs in some shape
According to Terence Crawford's trainer, Brian McIntyre, plans are underway to schedule the fight around the Cinco de Mayo celebration. Turki Alaki and other parties involved are actively working to bring the fight to fruition, ensuring both fighters receive massive paydays while delivering the blockbuster matchup boxing fans are eager to see. McIntyre, who has guided Crawford to world titles in 4 weight divisions, will aim to lead him to victory in a potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez.
Get them legs in some shape. Make sure the legs are in good shape because you have to side movement.
Is that a fight you would recommend for him?
Yeah.
Terence Crawford secured a victory over Israel Madrimov to claim dominance at 154 pounds and is now setting his sights on a clash with Mexican icon Canelo Alvarez. While Crawford has already accomplished remarkable feats in boxing, a win over Canelo would undoubtedly stand as his greatest achievement. Canelo, the reigning super middleweight world champion, has only suffered 2 defeats against Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather. Crawford's trainer, Brian McIntyre, plans to study the Bivol fight closely if the matchup becomes a reality. He made Canelo move his feet. If the fight ever materializes, that's the fight I would go back and watch, McIntyre said during an appearance on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel.
This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terry's going to get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
I'd look at Mayweather versus Canelo, Crawford's trainer Brian McIntyre suggested, drawing inspiration from the legendary bout. World Boxing News believes Crawford's name is on a short list for Canelo Alvarez. Following months of speculation about the potential clash, Crawford has shown unwavering determination to make the fight happen, even agreeing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. No. Fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, Crawford has acknowledged that size will be a critical factor. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome the challenge and impose his boxing style. Despite his confidence, some analysts are skeptical about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight. This doubt partly stems from his recent points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, a performance that many felt lacked the dominance they expected from him.
And hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
Despite the concerns, a potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. The mix of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters promises an unforgettable spectacle. In June of 2022, Alvarez pled guilty to murder. Canelo has maintained a tradition of fighting twice a year, once in May and again in September, the latter coinciding with Mexico's Independence Day celebrations. Since 2022, his fights have consistently been scheduled during these months, and he is expected to follow the same pattern this year. With limited interest in accepting the challenge of David Benavidez, the mandatory World Boxing Council 168-pound challenger, Terence Crawford has emerged as a strong contender to face Canelo in his first fight of the year.
Over with now, are we still waiting for that second fight to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to work things out and see where they go from there. I know Quincy made the photo run out there as an opponent. What do you think about Crawford do?
Although it seems the potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is generating more media buzz than genuine competition, as Crawford fights at 154 pounds, 2 weight classes below Canelo. Both Crawford and his trainer Turki Alaki are working hard to convince Alvarez to accept the fight. Crawford's team is reportedly asking for a $150 million purse for the bout. However, given the lack of compelling sporting reasons for such a fight, and Canelo's evasiveness in facing David Benavidez at 175 pounds, Alvarez may have other intriguing options for his first fight of 2025. One such possibility is Christian Emile, a 29-year-old French fighter with an undefeated record of 28-0. In his most recent bout in August, Emile defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko and could be a contender for the World Boxing Council title. So, by your help, we can rebuild this country into the best. One possibility that was ruled out in September was William Skull, the 23-0 IBF challenger, whose bid for a title shot was dismissed after the organization stripped Canelo Alvarez of his undisputed status for refusing to fight the Cuban. Next up on the screen, Boxing News suggests a couple of natural super middleweight contenders for Canelo, including Diego Pacheco, who holds a 22-0 record with 18 knockouts. The 23-year-old is a challenger for both the WBC and WBO titles, although he has a scheduled fight against Steven Nelson on January 25th in Las Vegas. Another potential opponent mentioned is Cuban fighter Osley Ease, a 27-year-old with a perfect 13,000 record, including 12 knockouts, and currently rising through the ranks with the International Boxing Organization.
Canelo been making his own catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather. Canelo fought a smaller Amir Khan.
Yeah, he did at 155.
While waiting for a confirmed date and opponent, Canelo Alvarez doesn't seem to have many options unless a rematch with Jaime Munguia is considered. However, that looks unlikely after Munguia's loss to Bruno Suras, making the prospect of a rematch difficult. For now, most of the information surrounding Canelo's next fight appears to be just rumors, with Crawford standing out as the most concrete and realistic opponent, despite the lack of official confirmation. The buzz surrounding the potential fight is undeniable. A few hours after the rumors began circulating, Boxing Insider and ES News founder Elie Seck hinted that the fight could become the biggest event Las Vegas has ever seen. While details remain scarce, the anticipation is growing. Fans are eagerly waiting to see if the fight will actually materialize. In the meantime, we asked AI, specifically ChatGPT-4, to predict the outcome of this potential battle. And here's what it had to say.
I don't know if Canelo can. That's a big boy, man. I don't care. The skills is, you gotta really have the right skills.
According to ChatGPT, the highly anticipated showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is likely to take place in late 2025, with September being the most probable month. This timing aligns with Canelo's tradition of fighting around Mexican Independence Day on September 16th, allowing both fighters ample time to build anticipation and prepare for the event, possibly with a tune-up fit beforehand. Brian still has 3 MMA fights on December to get him ready. As for the location, ChatGPT suggests that the monumental clash could take place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, given the scale of the event. The fight is expected to be contested at 168 pounds, or super middleweight, where Canelo reigns supreme. Crawford, moving up from light middleweight, will be aiming to become undisputed in a 3rd weight class. The bout is expected to be promoted as a clash of 2 pound-for-pound greats, with Crawford's dominance at 147 pounds and Canelo's reign at super middleweight making this a legacy-defining fight. So how much did that fight go for? Break it down for me.
Movement, IQ, sharpness to beat David, unless David just fights the next biggest man in the 75. It's going to be different.
The AI predicted the first round would go to Terence "Bud" Crawford, noting that he starts cautiously, studying Canelo Alvarez's timing and rhythm. While Canelo presses forward, landing powerful body shots, Crawford's speed and footwork keep him competitive in the early exchanges. Between rounds 5 and 8, the 37-year-old Crawford would begin to find his rhythm, using his counter-punching skills to disrupt Canelo's flow. Meanwhile, Canelo continues to target the body, attempting to slow Crawford's movement. Both fighters land significant shots during close exchanges. As the fight enters rounds 9 to 12, the AI described the bout as becoming more tactical, with Crawford's adaptability and precise combinations allowing him to land cleaner punches. However, Canelo's power and relentless pressure would keep him a constant threat. In the end, surprisingly, the AI favored Crawford, predicting a split decision victory with scores of 1-1, 5-1, 1-3-1, 1-5-1, 1-3, and 1-1, 3-1, 1-5 in his favor.
But at 168, that's how you have to be to beat him. Canelo's smaller than me, and I was able to push David around a few rounds, do what I had to do, whatever. But that weight and his length, and he knows how to throw like punches and bunches.
The model further asserted that Crawford's technical brilliance and adaptability would ultimately overcome Canelo's power and relentless pressure in a highly competitive and tactical bout. However, what's even more intriguing is the bold prediction from the AI that Crawford may defend his newly acquired 168-pound titles against rising contenders or consider retiring as an undefeated legend. Despite the loss, Canelo Alvarez would still be regarded as one of the greatest super middleweights of all time. Looking ahead, the AI suggested that Canelo would likely seek a rematch with Crawford, with both fighters needing to put on an additional 14 pounds to meet the super middleweight limit. Many observers, however, believe that a fight against Alvarez could prove to be too much of a challenge for the Nebraska native.
In your view, Terence Crawford beats Canelo.
He cooks Canelo.
Woo!
Really? He beats him. Yes.
Look, if you go back and you watch the fight with Lara.
Recently, Tim Bradley took to his soapbox to urge Canelo Alvarez to give Terence Crawford the fight he has been relentlessly seeking. At 37, Crawford is eager for this matchup, but has struggled to secure it, as he hasn't been willing to put in the work to face the top challengers at 168 and 175 pounds. Bradley, however, is urging Canelo, the unified super middleweight champion, not to shy away from a bout with Crawford. While Canelo may not gain much from the fight, Bradley suggests that it would serve as an opportunity for Crawford to earn a golden parachute, a comfortable retirement, and a luxurious life in a Beverly Hills estate during his later years. So,
and you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence has more skills than a Lara, and I think he can do more. And you're saying
Tim Bradley recently criticized Terence Crawford's performance in his most recent bout on August 3rd against 154-pound champion Israel Madrimov, suggesting that Crawford has reached the limit of his abilities in terms of advancing through the divisions. Crawford appeared sluggish and struggled to deal with Madrimov's right hands throughout the fight. Bradley questioned why Canelo Alvarez would want to face Crawford after that showing. And do you think Crawford made the right choice to continue his races on, suggesting that Crawford has reached the limit of his abilities in terms of advancing through the divisions? Why would Canelo want to fight Crawford after that performance? Canelo, don't run away from this fight. You've already backed out of the Benavidez fight. You don't care about what people think about you anyway, especially after not taking that fight, Bradley said on his YouTube channel. You walk around Mexico and clearly don't care what people say about you, not taking that fight. Make the fight with Crawford. It's the fight everyone wants to see, and it will give Crawford the chance to prove his greatness to you and the world, Bradley added.
Oh, Canelo is a super strong guy. Man, technique. You already know. If you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Everyone's talking about the way, saying Canelo's gonna knock him out. But when was the last time Canelo knocked someone out? Bradley remarked. You can stop with that "he's gonna knock Crawford out" talk. Canelo is the same height as Crawford, 5'8". He started at 147 pounds. He's not a natural 168-pounder. Bradley went on to acknowledge the size and strength differences between the two fighters. Compared to Crawford, Canelo is much larger, stronger, and more skilled. Crawford, at 37, barely defeated Israel Madrimov in his August debut at 154 pounds, and many fans believe that Crawford is too small and too old to move up 14 pounds to 168 to fight Canelo for his unified titles. Bradley's comments have sparked significant backlash from many boxing fans and professionals who are supporting Crawford, as his take is not widely accepted.
He knows how to smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. You know, not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him out.
A boxing coach recently shared how he received racist abuse and hateful messages for picking Terence Crawford to defeat Canelo Alvarez should the two agree to face off in the much anticipated fight in 2025. Despite the backlash, Stephen Edwards, the coach in question, stood by his prediction. Canelo Alvarez, the 34-year-old unified super middleweight champion, is widely regarded as the biggest name in boxing today. Known for his pressure fighting, intelligent counterpunching, and iron chin, the Mexican fighter has amassed an impressive 62 victories and has won championships in 4 different divisions, while challenging in 5. On the other hand, the 37-year-old Terence "Bud" Crawford, also a 4-weight champion, is the current unified light middleweight champion, adding to the excitement of the potential matchup. It turns out that Bud Crawford is actually the winner of the 3rd round of the 2017 UFC Championship, and the main event is scheduled for July 1st.
But Canelo is a great fighter, but my eyes tell me he's slowing down a bit. The Canelo that fought Berlanga, 3 years ago, Canelo knocks Berlanga out, bro. That's not.
Terence Crawford's switch hitting and tactical intelligence have earned him high praise, making him a versatile fighter. With an impressive record of 41 wins, including 31 knockouts, Crawford's skill set presents a compelling challenge for Canelo Alvarez, creating an exciting matchup for both boxing experts and casual fans. This is part of the reason why Saudi Arabia is eager to make the fight happen. However, it seems that some people are taking the anticipation too far. Stephen Edwards, who supports Crawford, revealed that he has received a wave of abuse for backing the American fighter to win the potential bout. "I get more racist and hateful emails than you could imagine," Edwards told the media, as reported by Boxing Scene. "Just because I picked Crawford to beat Canelo," he said, "literally any time. And then all I see are pictures of females jumping up and down."
Like that's a public execution. The fact that he let Berlanga go the distance, he let Munguia go the distance, he let Charlo go the distance. I'm not saying they was fighting back. They didn't want to be stopped, but you know, he just got.
"I literally have stalkers who try to bait me into posting their emails because they love seeing their names on the internet. Straight losers who claim they hate me and don't value my opinion, yet read my mailbag every week. It's the strangest obsession," Edwards said. He continued, "What's funny is all Canelo has to do is take the fight and prove me wrong. His fans should be upset with him, not me. Canelo's fans didn't get upset when I picked him to lose to Bivol, and I was completely wrong about that. It was one of the worst picks of my life. But I don't feel ashamed for losing to Bivol. He proved himself to be a great fighter. Yet, I didn't get a single hateful email from any Russians claiming a conspiracy against them because I picked Canelo."
To a point where once he put him in their place and he knew he could beat him, he just didn't turn the African gear on. And Bud's movement, his feet, his conditioning, his physical strength, he's a lot stronger.
Despite the abuse, Edwards remains firm in his belief and refuses to be bullied into picking Canelo Alvarez over Terence Crawford should they face off in 2025. He had strong words for the trolls flooding his inbox. Canelo has great IQ and excellent vision. He reportedly beats up heavyweights in the gym, so he knows that size isn't everything, Edwards said. He's also aware of the difficulties he faced against fighters like Mayweather, Trout, and Lara, who share similar body styles and traits with Crawford. Edwards went on to say, "He can see what Crawford brings to the table even if you can't. You can write all you want, call me all the names you want, insult me all you want. but I'm picking Terence "Bud" Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez by a close decision. No one is talking me out of my pick.
Then people realize I'm not saying he's stronger than Canelo, but he's strong enough. It's not a weightlifting contest.
If Canelo and Crawford were to fight either Saturday, May 3rd or May 10th, 2 dates near Cinco de Mayo, would be ideal as they fall around this key time in boxing's calendar. However, Canelo may be waiting to see the outcome of the February 22nd light heavyweight clash between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Beterbiev won their first fight last year, and that could influence Canelo's next move. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.